Hi people, Kayla with Purple Rust here. Today's video is the first in a series I'm going to make documenting how I dismantled these generators to salvage the brass and copper. And there's a lot of brass and copper. These types of generators were used in World War II on naval ships, specifically minesweepers. I believe they were the backup generators on those ships. Now these exact motors or generators I have, I believe came out of an on-land training facility where they taught the guys how to repair them. Oh, at some point throughout the video, I'm gonna edit in a voice recording I have of my dad briefly describing these generators to a man who actually served on minesweepers during the Second World War. So I thought that conversation was so cool. I wanted you to hear it. I also wanted to mention that I am not a mechanic, okay? I'm more mechanically inclined than your average gal because I got to hang out with my dad so much, but this was a very daunting project for me to start. But my dad, before he passed away 3 years ago, he said to me, "You gotta take these things apart. They're full of brass and copper. You gotta take them apart." Okay. So these first few clips you're gonna see is me just kind of taking the first look at it and trying to figure out my method of attack here. So if you want to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode, that'd be cool. Backhoe for scale. So there is a fair amount of brass in here and copper. However, getting it out, if I was saying these were above my pay grade, this is a mile above my pay grade. Okay, this is interesting. You can actually see better than I can. So here's the issue though. You can see like the base of it is one piece. And then it would appear that it kind of comes apart here. But I've been told that that shaft is going through the entire thing. So you can't just pick up this section, is what I've been told. So I don't know if this is going to be possible for me to do. If you're looking closely, you'll see some check marks and X's. I've just been going around and putting a check mark on anything that my magnet does not stick to. And an X for anything that is magnetic. Can you see anything in there? There's a lot of copper in there. I'd hate to have to leave that behind. But how do you separate this? should really get this paddleboard out of the way. I do have to leave in like less than an hour. So I think I'll start with this little guy. I'll just take those 2 bolts out and see what happens, because this looks like it's brass. To the wrenches. Okay, these came off real easy. Oh. Okay, wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, but some kind of gauge in there. That's brass. So this, I just took that off. Everything associated with this chunk is brass. So this brass. So this all the way up here, I mean, except for the plates and stuff, but the body of it, that's all brass. Like, I really should try to get that off. And it does look possible. I'm not completely discouraged by this. See, there's one section here, another section from there to there, and then there down. And that, taking this off might reveal some answers for in there. Another thing I think I could investigate is getting this off. This looks like it comes apart, like this top half off. And I think that might reveal something, possibly. Worth a try. But other than that, I'm definitely going to go after small stuff like this. Like this bracket right here is brass. I'm definitely going to be getting that off. A lot of this little stuff here is brass. So definitely going after that. Any kind of valves. The only thing I have to be careful of is the oil in this thing. I don't know anything about this, if you haven't noticed. So I just have to be, I don't really want to be cutting into anything in case oil starts pouring out of it. Like, I'd rather be undoing thing, and if oil starts coming up, just do it back up, right? So, what does this say? FW drain valve. Is that open or closed? Easy. That's closing it. So I think that's open all the way right now, so that should be safe to take off. Looks like it might be cross-threaded. Yeah. What do I do? Does that mean do not open? I wonder if it is open already. Maybe it means do not close. We don't know. Yeah, these are all open already. Feels like it's turning something. It's like some kind of little egg beater or something in there. Oh, that one's pretty stiff. Like this big chunk here is not magnetic, but it doesn't look like brass either. I'm thinking that's cast aluminum, which I mean is still decent, but I don't think I really, I mean that piece is pretty easy to access, so maybe I will take it off, but it's like stuff like that looks like brass in there, like this big section behind this, but oof, getting at that, I don't know. And then I don't know if I've made this clear, but it's everything times 2. Guess what concert I just went to? 2 days in the pit. VIP. Here's a view from standing on it. I'm thinking there's gonna be copper in here. That should be easy to take off. Just cut it there. So I can get that off. This is leading to this, which makes me think there's probably copper in there. These should be brass. Let's climb a bit higher here. Oh my. There are a lot of open spaces. All right. This is brass. This is solid brass. This is not. That's magnetic. Obviously anything that's rusty is no good. That's probably aluminum. Some kind of nest. That looks like brass. There's definitely a lot of small stuff. I mean, there'd be copper in all these lines, kind of small potatoes, but potatoes nonetheless. With my Crocs on, bad practice, but whoa, some kind of liquid down there. I think it's oil. I don't know why. Well, actually you can see the brown. Okay, so I've already run into some oil, which is fine. I think I'll just put this back down. Try not to squash my fingies. Yep. If I learned anything from these, each one of these pairs of bolts should be a big nugget of copper. And if I slide my phone in here, it looks like that's true. end here as well, just kind of smaller version. That's magnetic. Gosh, even this is pretty heavy. Alright, I thought that was going to take forever, but that wasn't too bad. Sawzall starts vibrating so much I can feel that dangly thing in the back of my throat vibrating. Gross. Here's something kind of interesting. They've blocked this up, and I thought, wait a minute, that kind of looks like brass. I just touched the grinder to it. So I got some layers of brass under each foot. Does this one have it? Oh yeah, that one too. All right, we're ready for Geronimo, whatever, cannonball. That was slow motion. Look at all these. Is that even? Man, they're so thin. Yeah. There's a lot more brass in there. Whoa! What made that big hole? Must have been that. Weight estimate? Not really all that much. 30 pounds, I don't know. Not a whole lot. So there is large chunks. Yeah, that's all brass. This whole back, that. Huh. Cool. Pretty much touching in there, but I'm not past these bolts yet. So that's a bit of a problema. So see what's happening in here? This is touching this, so I can't go any farther forward, but I haven't cleared the bolts yet. So I'm thinking the fastest option will be to slide it back into position and take all the bolts out. So I guess I'll try that.
GM diesel.
Screaming Jimmy's?
No, they're not. Well, they're not Jimmy's. They're made by General Motors. But this is a, what do you call it, 3268. So it's 3-cylinder, 268 cubic inches per cylinder.
Looks like it should have come out of a submarine or something.
But the minesweepers,
A minesweeper, eh? Oh yeah, I served on the minesweepers.
the old minesweepers.
Yeah, I served on them.
There's more of them.
You know, the Japanese laid a lot of mines in our waterways during the war, eh? They'd come in and drop the mines off. And after, like, I was in the Second World War, and on the minesweepers, we put two of them or three of them in a row with the sweep between you.
Yeah.
I was on the center boat, and I was only a lead seaman at the time, and I was steering, and the captain said, "Watch your steering." I said, "I am, sir." Well, he said, "You're going to starboard," and I said, "Well, I got it hard to port, sir." And I did. The damn sweep had caught something on the bottom, and the two ships were coming together.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, we had to stop in a hurry and go back and get
You're just following up.
Oh, yeah. But we did sweep quite a few mines up. You know, they come to the surface, and then we blow them up.
Whereabouts was that? You're sweeping.
Oh, we swept all the straits and around the islands.
Oh, here?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, they dropped them here. The Japanese submarines were right up into our waters during the war.
Huh.
I don't think the Russians in the 50s dropped any mines or anything like that, but they were here in their submarines. I caught quite a few of them.
Really?
Oh, I didn't catch them, but I found them. I was a sonar operator, and we'd go out at night and just sit there and listen. And
What year was that in?
in the early 50s.
center there's brass. It is, I swear it is. I can't really tell. Okay, just easily pulled this out. Oh boy. Of that same spot on the opposite side. So that's a nice chunk. That's pretty heavy. So let's try and flip this thing over once more. Okay, I think it's gonna go. Just checking there's not gonna hit anything important. Dang it. Okay, that's got to be over 90 pounds. I can just barely get it off the ground. Looks nice in there. A little bit of rust, but not much. So this is the piece that just came off. Whoa, that almost landed on my foot. Oh. That's a good piece. Good piece. Okay. So I didn't realize that there was going to be brass inside of here as well. So that's a nice bonus. Getting it out is, you know, the next issue. I don't immediately see any answers revealed on how to make any type of separation here, besides a long day on the Sawzall. But this piece does come apart. I'll go to the other side. See the nuts down there and the separation right here. I don't know if it would actually come out because you see it looks like it goes underneath that piece, and we've got like no room to work with here. So I'm not really sure what to think about that. The good news, oh, there is a rag down there. That is not mine. The good news is that this is not full of oil. I don't know if it's supposed to be. There's a big hole down there too. What's going on? Okay, so I should be able to get this chunk off, but quite a lot of progress today. I'm quite happy with that. That looks a lot different than it did earlier today. Okay, here's where I'm starting the day. See where we get. Okay, a little update on the progress. I got that piece off with great difficulty. Oh yeah, no wonder, look at that. Oh, that's just loose in there. It's like these are all just like slightly out of straight, so it was hard to pry off. But anyway. I took this off, the top and the bottom. This has oil in it, so I gotta figure out how to get that out. I took this off and it didn't really do a whole lot in terms of oil coming out, but we'll investigate that further. I just took that off and it was mildly interesting, so I thought I would show you this one. So I'll just take those two bolts off and then this whole thing just basically falls off. Gotta cut those two wires. Actually, I'll just show you. This was it. This is that, so I guess it was like, no, that's backwards. Position like that, kind of. I'm guessing just by looking at it that this is aluminum. Where's my... Oh, never mind. It's quite magnetic. That looks like brass. Uh-huh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's where I left off last night. I got most of the oil out of here and into a bucket. Produced a lot of oily rags, which I have spread out. Hopefully that's the right protocol. I think it is. So again, I have to leave in like an hour and a half or so I don't want to get super dirty. But I think I'll continue going around with my magnet and labeling stuff. taking off some easy stuff. Not gonna get too into it right now. Geez, there's more brass in there. Holy mackerel. Got a bigger job here than I thought.
You're filming yourself?
You're on candid camera.
Better watch out.
Everything comes apart so easily though. It's even things that look super rusted. So this is the other end of where it was attached. I would assume this is some kind of air something. I don't know. Although there's a bunch of scratch marks on the side of the wall there, back here. Maybe this whole thing moves? I don't know. But what I do know is that it is not magnetic. And it's not brass. So I automatically go to aluminum. Actually, I have the grinder, let's see. No sparks. So to me, not magnetic, silver color, no sparks is aluminum. Could be wrong. Hey, could be wrong. Definitely not brass. This whole chonkalonk is brass. So this, I'm gonna say is aluminum. That looks like brass. So I do have to leave now, but maybe I'll start working from the other end as well. Because I've kind of come to a bit of a screeching halt in this area. I can't get this out because it gets wedged in between here and here. So I tried to get this out, but I can't get this out without getting this out. And this obviously isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And then on the other side, it gets wedged in between here and here. So I tried to get this whole thing out, but I can't get that out without getting another thing out, and I can't get that other thing out without getting the other thing out. So it's kind of starting to chase my tail there. And here, I'm a little hesitant to knock this out because this is holding the weight of this. Like if I put a pry bar under here and wiggle there, this whole thing moves. So, I don't know, just gonna sit on that, think about that for a bit. While I'm thinking about that, I can start going at it from the other end. This side's a lot smaller and more complicated stuff here. Not complicated, but it's more of a puzzle back here, I think. Figuring out what to take off first. Oh, another thing, I found what I'm assuming is an oil dipstick with absolutely nothing on it. So that's good. I mean, I'm assuming there's still be some residual in there, but it's not going to come pouring out. So that's good. I don't know if you can see all the shiny brass doing, it's everywhere. All right, I'm going golfing. Bye.